Get a win in Doak, especially our first ACC win, which was big for our football team against Louisville last week, and give us some positive momentum going into the game this week against North Carolina State here at Doak once again. And we're looking forward to another good football team coming in here and another challenge for our football team.
Questions? Go, Deshaun.
Coach, the defensive line and the defensive front in general had a lot of success both getting after the quarterback and stopping the run last week. I guess we haven't really seen much of that this season where they got it clicking on both ends like that. I guess when they're going that kind of way, what kind of potential can they have for the rest of the defense?
Well, again, I thought the last 2 weeks our guys did a good job of stopping the run, holding our opponents below their season average, and I think a lot of it has to do with our guys getting comfortable with what we're doing defensively, and now they're able to play at a higher level than what they were before because they're not thinking as much, and then it's just more everybody being on the same page and owning and taking care of their gaps when it comes to stopping the run and getting a lot of guys running to the football. And it all starts with the D-line there. Marvin and Corey and Cooper are doing a great job of just dominating the line of scrimmage. And our linebackers over the last couple games they've gotten better at filling the gaps. And our safeties, turn your phone off. Our safeties have done a great job of coming up and supporting the run as well. And that's been improvement from the first game until where we're at now.
Willie, I was wondering if you could update us on Jaden and James's health status.
Unfortunately, Jaden will be out for the remainder of the season, and James is more day-to-day. You got me? All right.
Corey?
Granted, it's a really dumb rule about the celebration. You're not supposed to celebrate before you get into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Tamarian did. Did you talk to him after the game about maybe not doing that or not because it could have been a penalty?
I talked to him right after he did it. Not after the game, right after he did it.
Did he get the message?
I hope so. We'll see next time when he get a long touchdown, see if he do it again. No, he got the message.
Obviously, Alex seemed to play well Saturday. Going back over the film, what did you guys think?
He did a good job. He did a good job. The series that he went in there in the second quarter, and I think it was the first quarter. He did a good job, and then when James went down, he did a good job of coming in and executing some drives for our football team and leading our guys down to some scores to help us win the football game. I thought he came in and played well, kind of like some of our other guys throughout the season that had to step up and make plays. He was ready for when that opportunity came, and he did a good job of helping us. Here we go. I need some juice in here today. Yeah.
You mentioned momentum in the opening statement. I guess, the Louisville game ends, you finally kind of have one end in your favor, you end strong like that. How important is kind of carrying that forward and maybe building a win streak going forward? What can that do for confidence?
Well, that's the plan, is to start our own streak, a winning streak, and it got to start somewhere. You got to get some momentum somewhere, and our guys were able to do it against Louisville, and the key now is to build off of that win and continue to progress as our team has been doing all season long. We've hadn't played our best yet, but we have been improving, and I think that's important that we continue to improve and continue to learn how to win and continue to do the winning things that it takes to win. And I thought our guys did that on Saturday. I talked to you guys a couple of weeks ago on how we still learning how to win and how we were doing losing things. Part of those losing things was penalties. Part of those losing things was turnovers. And this past game, our guys got better at that. We didn't turn the ball over, and we only had like 5 penalties. So the guys are learning. They're correcting their mistakes, and when you correct mistakes, you get better, and as you get better, you start winning. And we got to win, and we got to keep building off of it.
Allison in the back.
Coach, kind of going along with that, and you mentioned it, this team needs to learn how to win again. The confidence level, I mean, what does winning do for their confidence, and did you notice a significant difference on Saturday after that game?
My guys fired up, and I think what's been good for us, again, each week has been something different, but it's been building up to us correcting things and in order to win the ball game. And again, we kept talking about finishing games. We hadn't done that all season for the most part, and our guys stuck together and found a way. I think I was excited about was how many different guys stepped up for their teammates and made winning plays when we needed it the most. And in the past we wasn't getting that, and our guys was making them on Saturday, and it paid off for us. And again, it shows our guys that we can do it. We can be down and come back and win a ball game. You don't have to just keep your head down when things don't go our way, or just keep fighting to the end. And our guys did it, and it paid off.
Willie, the game was already decided, but Marvin Wilson recovers that fumble just hustling on his 60-something snap. What kind of example has he been for the rest of the team?
He has been exactly what we looking for in every student athlete. Marvin's he loves the game of football. He loves his university. He plays with passion and plays with pride. And when you got your best football player doing those things, setting an example for everybody else, there's no excuse for anyone else to not play at that level or with that energy. When you have a guy that's 311 pounds running around the way that he does every single day, he practiced that way every single day, and what we see on Saturdays is exactly what we see in practice. He loves playing the game of football, and look at Marvin as a big athlete. He's not just a big guy, he's a big athlete. He can run around and do something most big people can't do, and it's impressive, and it's been good for our football team. But him and Cam Akers and plenty of other guys, but those two guys really stand out, but just committed to being the best football player they can be, being the best teammate they can be, and doing whatever they can to help our football team win ball games.
With Josh going down, that really put a lot of emphasis on Janarius and really stepping into that role, and I think he took a pretty big step forward Saturday. I guess, what do you think was the biggest key for him and just kind of rising to the occasion like he did?
Well, I think just understanding that this football team is going to need him, and kind of what I mentioned earlier about guys stepping up and playing for one another and playing for this team, and I think that's what you're seeing out of our young football team now is different guys stepping up and trying to do whatever they can to help this football team. And it was good for Janoris to go in there and play the game that he played on Saturday, and we're going to need that throughout the rest of the season, and we need other guys to step up too to be able to help him. He can't do it all by himself. So, but it's good, like I say, guys constantly stepping up for this football team and doing what they can to help, and to me that's a good thing. That's what we're looking for, and what we need to continue to see out of our players.
Coach, you've talked about the confidence of the offensive line building. Just on the field, what have you been able to see in terms of improvement to now, you're protecting two different quarterbacks and helping Cam to get off?
Well, I just see a group of guys understanding what we're doing. By no means we're where we need to be up front, but for them to have a good understanding of what we're doing, it helps. It helps them be in position to make the blocks, whether it's run or pass. And again, each week they're getting better at it, and it's helping us. We're able to run the football, and that's helping us. And again, we're not giving up many sacks, and that always helps. So I think part of it schematically too, getting the ball out helps our guy. But a big part of it is just them guys having a better understanding of what we're doing. And when you got a good understanding of what you're doing, then you got a better chance of executing it.
Go to Lane in the back.
I'm sure it was a major selling point at the time, but how big is it to have a guy like Alex come in, a guy who's played in so many big games? No moment was going to be too big for him. And could you see kind of a calming influence when he came in to what he was able to bring to the huddle?
Alex he's just what we saw is what we've been seeing since training camp and everything else. He come to practice, he come to meetings like a pro and like a vet and like he's done it before. And even in practice, whenever he's in at quarterback, and making sure everybody knows what they're doing. He's very confident in it, but he put the work in to be confident in what he's doing. So putting him out on the field, I don't think anyone on our staff or our players felt like we had to worry about anything, because we know that Alex was going to be prepared. That's for sure. He's going to know exactly what to do, and he showed it. And he showed it with some being calm and being confident and out there, and it paid off.
Gene?
Coach, are we have any progress on Juwan Williams? Could he be back in practice this week?
Hopefully. I think Juwan is kind of day-to-day too. Hopefully he can get back in the swing of things and be able to try to help our football team this week. Bello's doing a good job for us.
And my other question, with unfortunately losing Josh a couple weeks ago and then Jaden this week, who are you going to look to? Who are some of the guys who are going to have to step up in those positions to help you out?
We got a lot of young guys on our football team, and as we go through the week, we're going to figure out which one is the best one to help us win a ball game this week. But we confident in the depth that we have at that position, and we're confident in our players that's going to replace them, and think they'll do a good job as they get in there. Who they're going to be, let you know later on this week.
Chantel?
Coach, just backing up for my own clarity, can you say what Jaden and James went down with Saturday?
Yeah, they went down with an injury.
Specifically?
A lower body injury.
Any more specific?
I really don't. Jay will be out for the season with a lower body injury, and James will be day-to-day with a lower body injury.
Okay, and then my second question, you've talked a lot about discipline this year and, just cutting out the penalties and things like that. And so far we've seen a couple suspensions and a couple changes to the depth chart. How has the team really responded to that, and how important is that response going forward as the schedule picks up?
I guess just their understanding is a standard that we're going to hold them accountable to, and they got to live up to it. There's no way around it. That's how it's going to be, and think about it. I've been impressed with some of our guys. They make mistakes. They handle the consequences, and then we move on. It's good to see our guys move on and come back and make plays and understand they can't do whatever they did to put themselves in that position. But more important, they can't let their teammates down. They got to be here for the teammates and be held accountable and live up to a standard. We all want to win. We want to win a certain way, and everybody's got to live up to that way. And it's on us to hold them all accountable to doing it. And I think it's making a difference with our football team.
Tim?
Just any first impressions of North Carolina State? I know they have some different personnel in some key areas.
Yeah, they're a good football team, well coached. Coach Doran's done a great job with his program and building it the way that he wanted. And they only have one loss this season to West Virginia, and they do a good job of running the football, and the quarterback's athletic and can throw the ball. So we have another challenge of dealing with a guy that can beat you with his feet too. So and then defensively, they have doing some different things than what they did last year. They're very aggressive and try to get after you a little bit, and so we got to be sharp at what we're doing, and when we have opportunities, we got to take advantage of them.
Brendan?
Hey, Willie, Keith Gavin had, one sequence where he blocked two guys simultaneously. How great is that to see as a coach? And then two, what does that say about Keith? Maybe this hasn't been statistically the season he wants, but he's still out there working hard.
Well, I think it goes back to what I said earlier. What we're seeing with our football team now is a group of young men that's starting to play for each other, starting to embrace the team concept. Before, so many guys, they wanted all the stats, they wanted all the catches, they wanted that, and now guys are embracing the team concept and doing whatever they can to help. And to me, that's what you saw to Keith on that play, just playing for his teammate, making the play for his teammate. And you love the kid because he don't say anything. He don't, give me the ball, coach, I want this. It's whatever you need, coach, to help the team. And that's the culture that we want around here. And when we get a team full of guys embracing it that way, this team can be special. And that wasn't the only play that Keith doing. You look at him on special team, going down and doing the things he was doing. He was committed to helping his football team however he could. And that's just one example, but there's plenty of guys on the team that did that on Saturday. I was excited about those little things more than anything, because I hadn't seen that out of this team yet, and to see it on Saturday from guys, to be honest with you, there was a lot of guys that wanted the ball, but they really embraced the team concept, and they made plays when it came to them. They didn't have a lot of balls, but when the ball did come to them, they made the plays, and to me, that's who I want our football team to be, and our guys are embracing it, and the more they embrace it, the more they play for one another. I think the better results we're going to get out of our team.
In your experience, is that culture, when it starts setting in, is it contagious? Is it something that's still week to week and you're not sure? Is that something that you can keep building on consistently?
Oh, absolutely. It's contagious. It's contagious, and other guys seeing, I think, again, we have a team full of guys, they all want to help, but again, they start to realize sometimes helping is doing some of the little things where I don't get all the glory, but I can do things to help this football team. And again, that was something that was missing, and our guys are embracing it, and we're starting to see a difference. To me, that's why we came back in that ball game on Saturday. Our guys embrace being a part of a team and stepping up for their teammates, and it was good to see.
Willie, it's only been 4 games, but what has impressed you about Kendall Briles, and maybe even Coach Clements as well, through 4 games?
They're just doing a good job of Kendall's doing a good job of coordinating offense and putting the game plan together to go out and to score some points. Coach Clements doing a good job with the offensive line. Coach Pimpleton doing a good job with the running backs. Coach Locke is doing a good job with the tight ends, and Coach Dugan's doing a good job with the receivers. Who else? Who's left? Yeah, they all doing a good job of coaching their guys. Are we where we want to be? By no means, we're not there. But what's impressive is the progress that our guys are making. I think each week we're getting better. It's not like we're staying the same or getting worse. We're getting better, and to me that's important. That's what we got to continue to do. And but those guys all, I think what you see is just a group of guys on the same page, and getting their players to be on the same page. And again, we can be better. We will be better. And I think you also see with Kendall is someone that's understanding our personnel better and understanding our guys better, especially when we're in game situation. And so that always helps when you know and understand how guys are going to react during games, and it kind of helps you play calling.
Ryan Roberts and Alex have both been praised by a lot of their teammates for being hard workers and being dedicated team guys and embracing the team. How much, when you were evaluating, looking at the fifth-year players out there, the graduate transfers out there, how much of that part of their background was something you guys looked at when deciding who to bring in to the program?
Well, I mean, when you look at grad transfer, of course you want to make sure you're getting someone that first they can play, and two, that they can come in and help you instantly, not just come in and just be on your team. And both of them, we felt like they can come and help our football team instantly. And I think the biggest thing, if there's anything that we look for, was what we look for out of any other recruit, whether you're a freshman or a high school kid coming in here. We certain type of character, certain type of guy that we want here building our culture, and both of them fit exactly what we're looking for. And I think that's why they've come here, and everybody else has embraced them, because they came here and fit right into what we're trying to build, and they actually helped doing that along the way. And it was good to see, whether it's Alex or Ryan, just how the entire team has embraced those guys. But I don't think that happened just because they were here, because the work that those 2 young men have put in and getting to know their teammates and buying into what we're trying to build. And when we were recruiting them and explaining to them what we're trying to build and the culture that we wanted here, I think that's why they wanted to be here. They wanted to be a part of that.
Coach Ricky Aguayo missed 3 field goal attempts on Saturday. Was there anything you talked with him about, mechanics or technique, that he might have fell short there? And then with a kicking competition this week, what are kind of your plans there?
I just talked to him about kicking it through the upright, through the middle, not to the left or to the right of it. Just kick it down the middle. He's done a good job of that up until last week, so continue to do what you did until last week. And then the competition, again, I think it makes all of us better, and we all lock in and stay focused on our job. You can't take time off. You can't take a day off. And I know Parker and Fitzgerald and those guys do a good job of making them compete. It was pretty good yesterday in practice. It's pretty good when everybody else is watching too to see how it goes. So that's what it's going to take. And Ricky understand that we need him to be better. That's he's got to make those, and he can make those. And then we can't leave 9 points out on the football field. So he understands that, and he's going to work hard, and I expect for him to be better.
Tim.
Coach, I know Marvin gets a lot of the attention, but how pleased were you with what Corey and Cooper have been able to bring there, and how well do all three of those guys, do you think, work together as a unit?
They work great. You watch them, you see each week they're getting better. They're getting comfortable playing with one another. I've been really, really impressed with Curry Durton and just how he's been playing each week, getting better and playing with unbelievable tenacity out there on the football field and with passion. The way he's been playing I think that's been contagious by other guys on the football team. And then Coop over the last 2 ball games, I thought he's really starting to get into his own and helping, and it's paying off for us up front. Again, we came in feeling like that was going to be the strength of our defense, and now those guys are starting to step up and play into their capability, and it's helping. We're going to need it continue. We're going to need it again this week.
I don't know your familiarity with the situation. California is starting to explore the possibility of a bill of allowing student athletes to profit off their likeness, and I know a couple of other states are as well. I guess, where do you fall on the matter? Is that something you are open to, or would you rather kind of keep the current system of amateurism?
Who bill? Who did this bill?
California is exploring it.
Oh, I ain't watching TV in a long time. Know what's going on. Nah, I'm just playing. What I think about it? I think it's a hell of a bill. Whenever we can do anything to better and help our student athletes, I think it's always a good thing. And if they can profit from their likeness, I think that's fair. I mean, it's a new time. We don't live where we used to live. We don't live there anymore. Times are different, and you always hear people talk about doing what's best for the student athlete. We gotta always do what's best for them, and I think them profiting from their likeness is good. I do think they should get it when they graduate. I think that's the ultimate goal when you go off to school, and is to graduate. And I think personally, and I think we all graduated from school knowing that that's when you need the money the most, was when you graduate. But the goal is to graduate and get these young men a degree. I mean, it's just a shame on how many guys don't get their degree. And I think with this bill, it would probably entice some guys to stay in school and make sure that they get their degree. And more importantly, just a win-win for the student athlete overall if you do something like that. And we can't ever forget that they're young people that haven't gone through a lot of experience, and they're going through it, and we got to help them through the process. So I think it'll be a good idea as long as we continue to teach them and help them. And I'm a firm believer that they should get it when they graduate, because that's when they need it the most, when they don't have our university to help them anymore, and when they're getting ready to get into the real world. I know I went on a tangent there, but I hope I answered the question.
Chantel.
Coach, going back, one last quarterback question.
Uh-oh.
Now,
QB.
you said James is day-to-day, and you've been big on, not rushing guys back before they're ready. What does evaluation kind of look like for him, in terms of knowing, when he's ready to get back out there?
Again, it's day-to-day. I couldn't necessarily tell you. He's got to be able to practice, and be able to run the game plan. If you don't practice, it's hard to go, just get in the game and go. So he's got to be able to practice, and we'll see how he does. He have the day off. Saw him early in there getting treatment. He got treatment about 3 times yesterday. I'm sure he'll be in there probably about 4 today. And I know one thing about James, it's going to be hard to keep him back. He's going to try to find a way to get out there. So it's James, one of those ones that's hard to tell, because he's going to work hard to get back. So when he's back and healthy and ready to roll, we'll know.
Willie, I think it's been like since 2016 since Florida State's won back-to-back conference games.
Say it again?
I think it's been since 2016.
Wow.
Since Florida State's won back-to-back conference games. What's the key to carrying success from week to week?
We got to stay locked into the moment and stay locked into opponent that we're playing, but more importantly, we got to play winning football each and every week. We feel like we had a talent to compete with anybody we play, but we got to be able to play winning football every week. We can't turn the football over. We got to be able to stop the run. We got to be able to run the football. We believe those things are great ingredients to winning, and we playing smart football and play with unbelievable passion. Then we feel like we can do those things, but continue to improve, execute, and more importantly, take care of Doak Campbell. You do that, then chances are you win a lot of ball games. So I think just staying locked into the game plan, continue to believe in each other, and just making it happen on Saturdays.
In the back.
Will Jordan back up Alex, and do you want to have a similar sort of a plan of maybe getting him involved early like you had Alex last week?
If James don't go, of course, Jordan will back up Alex.
No certain plan contingency to get involved.
Don't think there's a good reason for sharing that right now at all, but yeah, I don't think it's a good reason for sharing that. But and it's early in the week. We haven't really thought about that far in advance.
We got time for 2 more. Corey.
Just 2 more?
I mean, if you want to keep going.
We won.
All right.
Let's go.
Willie, it's always good to get up 21-0. That's always a good positive thing for a football team. Is there anything, when you go in these ruts offensively, is there anything that consistently happens? And obviously, if there was a way to change it, I'm sure you guys are working on it and practicing on it. But is there something you can do to change how you guys handle success maybe early on offensively?
Yeah, you just got to be consistent in executing. We just hadn't been consistent enough throughout the game. That's kind of what you call a game of football. Those things happen. If there's a thing to do, what we did last week, we found a way to put some drives together and get some points when you were down, when you were in that rut. I think that's what you do. You find a way to get out of it, and our guys, they done that. And to me, that's what you do. I mean, yeah, we by no means we want to be up 21 points and let someone come back and beat us. I don't think anyone is out there trying to do that, but unfortunately, we've been in that situation. And again, whenever you're in a situation like that, you keep fighting to find your way out of that situation. And it was good to see our guys do that last week. A couple weeks before that, we didn't do it, but we learned from it, and it's good. I thought it was good that we won the way that we did. Show our guys that they can do it when they're in that situation. And again, we got to continue to work, continue to get better. We're not where we want to be as a team, but we're making progress. And part of that progress is to get to the point to where when we're up, we stay up. We learn to keep our foot on the throat and try to win big. Again, that's all part of learning how to win, and our guys are doing it slowly but surely.
Brendan.
2-part question. I guess 1, what is Hampton Nasruddin's status for this upcoming week? And then 2, what did you see from Amari Gaynor when he took on, I guess, a bigger role when Jaden went down?
Hansel is good to go. He'll be good to go for this game. And Amari's going to have a great career here. He's a tough, hard-nosed, love to play football, love contact, and I think before the season over with, I think he's going to have a heck of a season because he wants to, and he want to be really good, and he put the work in to doing those things. And I thought last week was a good step of him starting to work toward where he's trying to get, being able to get out there and get some game reps and in the role that he had to play. We had to play a little more, and I think he's only going to get better with that.
Anything else?
No more? Chantel, come on, Chantel, you got one more for me now. You got me? She got one more. Here we go. Here we go.
Just looking at North Carolina State, just initially, what do you see from them as a team?
A team that love to run the football. They have some skills. Like I say, on the offense side of the ball, I know they got running back by committee. All those guys are pretty good. The quarterback is very athletic. He does a good job throwing the football, and he do a good job of making you beating you with his feet as well. And then defensively, like I said, they run more of a 3-3 stat. They're very aggressive and try to confuse you. Some of the things they do with their blitzes and playing tight coverage. So it'll be a different kind of ball game for us offensively from what we've seen from other people. But they're a well-coached team. They're a good football team, and they're coming to Doak Campbell where we want them. And we got a great opportunity, a great challenge for us here at home. Hopefully we see everyone there because they make a difference, especially in Doak Campbell. And I appreciate everyone that was there on Saturday. I hope everyone that was there on Saturday be there this Saturday, then call some of their friends and tell them to come with them. We'll appreciate that.